Okay, guys, welcome back to your Grimerica Outlawed Roundup show coming at you Monday, March 23rd, 2026 already. Spring. We're in a war, or maybe it's over. Gas prices are crazy. And the title of this show is going to be, I can't see this, Shocking Competency and Got Milk. So, should we do the usual guess the title?
Sure, yeah, let's do that. So, Got Malk made me think of Malchus. Macus, for some reason.
Macus? No, that'd be Got Mac. This is no, this is not that.
Got Malk.
If you don't know what this is, this will blow your fucking mind.
Oh, I saw something recently about oh my god, like lab grown milk or lab made milk or something like that, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, I didn't look into it though. I just briefly saw it and I go, no, don't tell me.
So your shocking competency, is that going to be about how? It's going to be about how the government is suddenly good at taking away our rights?
No, I'm not going. No, I wish. I mean, like, I
lockstep.
should have picked the one thing that the government was shockingly competent at. No, it's not. No, it's a pretty tame one, mellow one. It's about an entrepreneur that we talk about quite often on the show. You'll like it.
So Elon. Elon. Graham's going to be Elon fanboy in this episode. That's good. Well, yeah, it should be a good episode. It's spring officially, right? Was the equinox was 2 days ago and the official start of spring?
Yeah.
Spring does seem to be sprung in here. You know, what's weird is I don't see the restream going, so, interesting. That could be a problem.
I'm going to start and just get mine out of the way, or?
Yeah, why don't you get yours out of the way?
And then are we going to do the map? Are we going to do a little showing on the map, or?
Well, if we're going to do that, we might as well start with that.
Okay, you go ahead then. So, and is the restream not working, or is that what's going on?
Well, it says it's working on one end, but
okay, let me check it too, just to see if I can.
I have no actual evidence that it's working.
Okay,
so maybe I messed something up. Worst case scenario, we'll just have to chop this.
Yeah, it says it's a draft. It says draft right now.
Interesting. Well, it's probably pretty hard to fix on the fly. I'm assuming, yeah, it doesn't look like I can. So, well, here we are. Maybe we're live, maybe we're not. Either way, we're at it. So should I show you the map?
Yeah.
The much, what do you call it? It's been a long time coming, sort of. I guess not really. I mean, it happened kind of fast in some ways, but it doesn't seem like it from my end. But this is
it. Very fast. It was just an idea in your brain not too long ago.
What, like 2 weeks ago, probably is when I really dug in, started on it. And originally it was just going to be the flood map. Basically, the flood map sucked, and it was like we could make a better flood map. And then it turned into a flood map with impacts, asteroid impacts. And then once that was in there, nukes were an easy add. And then it just sort of steamrolled into having pole flips and everything in it. And it was very, in the beginning, it was very annoying. But it's like sort of as it started to take shape, it became funner to work with, and it broke less once it had the sort of framing made. So it's disastermap.ca or the disastermap.com. They both work. Simulate Earth's greatest threats: climate change, asteroid impacts, nuclear detonations, mega tsunamis, super-volcano eruptions, sea level rise, crustal displacement, all on a live 3D globe powered by IPCC projections, peer-reviewed physics, and real terrain data.
Geez, I don't know if you should have put IPC and CC in there,
well,
but I guess for the cult, might as well.
Yeah. Well, that's like one of the bigger markets, right?
The cult is the biggest market.
So here's just the thing of the sort of breakdown. We got our 7 different catastrophe modes: climate change, sea level change, asteroid impact, nuclear detonation, super-volcano, mega tsunami, and pole shift, which is right now it's Ben Davidson's model and the ethical skeptics model. Models, papers, and sources. So here's all your sort of impact in nuclear physics. It gives you all the papers. If you click on that, it'll take you to the papers that all the numbers come from. Gives you all the databases where the sea level and the population data came from. So you can click those and check those. Same with volcanology, tsunami and wave physics. You can get all that stuff here. And then obviously these are the more theoretical stuff is the pole shift. And then it tells you here what we're using. And here it gives you all the key equations for crater diameter, nuclear blast, wave decay, population exposure, all that stuff.
Wow.
And of course, it costs money to run, and it took me 100 hours to make. So it's there's a free, you can use it for free. There's a founder's lifetime on right now where you can get it for one time, $18. Then there's a monthly subscription. Got a fuck you down there, and then you just click this button and launch our disaster map here. So there it is. What do you want to try first?
Well, I mean, let's just do the regular thing that we do, which is
you want to do satellite mode or this
Younger Dryas. No, keep it on this one. Okay. And do the Younger Dryas. So
we'll go to flood and then we'll go to ice age.
Because you can, let's go back to yeah.
So did you notice the new addition in this ice age mode?
Is that glaciers up there on there?
Go here, we have the ice sheets, the Laurentide, Cordilleran. There's your gap.
Wow. So are those ice sheets? Wow. What are they? But isn't this after the flood of the ice sheets though?
No, this is ice age. So this is when the water was still all in the ice sheets. This is minus 120 right now. So we've taken 400 feet out of the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
And then if you look down here, you'll see where I lined it up with where Randall said. Right at the edge of the Finger Lakes.
Yeah.
So then you got these other ice sheets. Sort of check out. I mean, eventually you should be a way to click on the tectonic plates, maybe. We'll clear that, but then you can melt all the ice. And it'll give you your floods, your depths. Sometimes it looks a little glitchy, but if you zoom in, it'll fix it all.
It just takes time to load, right?
Yeah. There's Virginia Beach where we went. We can click that. Underwater by 65 meters.
That's if all the ice melts on the planet?
That's if all the ice melts on the planet, yeah.
That's kind of a cool scenario, actually. So look at how big the Great Lakes are now then, right? Is that so... That light blue is a new lake.
It makes the lakes bigger.
It's just a new lake, though, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it would be. I don't think,
or is it? No,
I'm not sure if they're connected or not. Yeah. But anyway, then you got, of course, climate change mode where it give us our 1.5C, 2C, 3C, all the major ones. We can do Greenland ice sheet collapse. And that'll show us what will happen there. And then we'll get this little stat here. It'll show you the displaced population. 300 million people from a Greenland ice sheet collapse.
Don't forget the chart on the right that always shows up too when you pick a scenario, right? The chart on the right of the page.
Yeah, exactly. So if we go to like super-volcano, Yellowstone, 640,000 years ago, give us our eruption. Right now it's calculating the casualties. So 11 million deaths, 269 million exposed. And then it'll give you your sort of our ash circles here, and you can click there. It'll tell you your survival odds in the outer ring is 85 to 95%. Click this one, uninhabitable. Total crop failure survival odds 30 to 50%. Coming to this one, structures collapse, crops destroyed. Survival odds 2 to 5%, and then in the middle it's total devastation with pyroclastic flows.
So just for the listeners that aren't watching this is he's showing like a map, a bubble, like these elliptical circles that are different color codes for the stuff he just described, mapped over the North America basically from Yellowstone there.
Yeah, and then you can also close this, if you want the full map view, you can close that or open that. We got all the mega. We got all 3 Yellowstone eruptions in here. The Toba eruption and this Camp Figari. That's like this is one that they're just worried about might happen. Hasn't happened yet. But there's sort of what that one would look like.
Wow, it just covers all of Europe basically, except for the UK, the Europe and the Middle East.
Yep.
Maybe
right
just
up to
north of
Moscow.
Egypt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And then go ahead.
Then we got mega tsunami mode, which is this was Chuck. Shout out to Chucky. This was his idea. So I downloaded all the papers from the mega tsunamis because you hear about it all the time. How there's the Canary Islands, there's the one in Alaska, there's the Cascadia. So we built in the 2 Canary ones here, La Palma and Cumbre Vieja. You can click on them, trigger them, and it'll show you the basically the wave cycle if that landslide happened. Estimated deaths 24 million, 625 million exposed. And then if you come in, so now this part is paywalled. In the free version you can watch the tsunami, but if you want to really zoom in and start poking around in tsunami mode, you got to upgrade. Mainly because this costs money every time someone runs it.
Yeah.
It's not just the hours involved, but now you can click out here and it'll start giving you wave arrives in 4 hours with an estimated height of 40 meters. If you go here, the wave height is 650 meters. Unsurvivable near source, total destruction.
650 meters? Oh my God, that's almost a kilometer.
Over half a kilometer. Yeah, it dissipates quickly though. That's in an hour. By the time you get to New York, you're at 9-hour arrival time with a wave height of 15 meters.
That's still 50 feet. I mean, that's still...
Yeah, it washes out. If you zoom in down here, it washes out Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Naples. It kind of just washes right over the lower part of Florida. Tampa gets inundated.
So now show... I'll let you keep going here. You're doing a good job.
Well, that's the last one, really. I mean, you got the Alaska one. It's just
no. But we want to show. We want to show some of the impacts, like the you got to go to the impact.
Impact mode.
That's one of the funnest ones. The impact mode.
Really? So everyone has a different pick. Some people like nuke mode. A lot of people, it's all about the pole flips.
Well, nuke is good too, but this is good because you've got Chelyabinsk and Tunguska in there, right? So what you've done is you've made Chelyabinsk a preset. So you're like, if the Chelyabinsk thing happened over Chicago, what it would look like, and you got to zoom. You got to zoom in quite a ways
on the smaller asteroid. Yeah. So I just seen there's Trump Tower. So there, we'll just put it right down here on the corner of Hubbard and LaSalle.
So that would be like the middle of the explosion sort of thing, the epicenter of the...
Yeah, this is just a little Chelyabinsk, so it's 20 meters wide.
20 meters wide. Okay, so 60...
Whoa.
Ooh. Wow, that's not good to go that close in. Okay, back off.
Wow,
back off.
Just that little Chelyabinsk.
No way. What?
That can't be right.
That can't be right.
That can't be right.
No, because the last time I did it covered maybe half of Chicago or something. Wow, there's Tunguska. So that blacks out. So that black circle is basically destruction. Wow, yeah. What's that one? That's the city killer?
City killer, 150 meters.
150 meters. Okay. Do you go back to Chelyabinsk again?
Yeah, the Chelyabinsk one. I think part of the problem with Chelyabinsk is that it just doesn't want to let you make it that small. It's like the
20 meters is the lowest one. Yeah.
Yeah, because it starts at 50. So I probably have to redo this scale to include that. But then you got the global one, which I think, so Benyahu, is that the one that took out this is the one, no, that's a 2082 threat.
That's a threat. Yeah, he's got the threat.
So that, yeah, the 2024 YR4 Apophis.
Do Apophis.
Apophis?
Yeah, over Chicago.
370 meters.
Yeah, 370 meters.
Yeah, that's twice the size of the last one. Should we do Chicago or should we do one that doesn't have the ocean right beside it? Or like New York?
Well, they've all got, most of the big cities have oceans.
Yeah, they tend to. What about Dallas?
All right.
Downtown Dallas?
Yeah.
We'll do it at the corner of St. Paul's and Maine. Apophis. Boom. Giant impact. Crater diameter is 15 kilometers. 3.2 million killed instantly, 6.8 million exposed.
And then keep scrolling up.
the ejecta is 24 kilometers, blast radius 44 kilometers, and the thermal radius 90 kilometers.
90 kilometers. So that's a radius, so 180-kilometer wide. So all of Fort Worth, that whole urban area is toast.
Yeah, and then you can still go here to this Chicxulub. I think that's the one that is theorized to
Killed
do
the dinosaurs,
right?
Yeah.
That's 12 kilometers. So 40 times the one we just did.
Okay. That whole area is going to be black. Holy
Crater
shit.
diameter 288 kilometers, so 200 miles. Population exposed 584 million. Estimated deaths 118 million.
But that's under a worldwide. That's a world killer, right? I mean,
you
keep scrolling. Keep scrolling.
Extinction scale event.
Keep scrolling because there's an extra. There's the extra one. It covers North America, basically.
All of North America and a good chunk of South America.
Yeah.
So this 118 million, that's just what it's saying is inside that. That's how many are getting fucked up real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, those are rough numbers, obviously. Confidence low, rough estimate.
Yeah.
And then before we wrap it up, I mean, it'd be great if people bought this. It's only $18 for now, and it was a ton of work. And I'm pretty proud of this. It worked out. It turned out pretty good. It turned out better than I would have thought.
Yeah.
And so let's go to the cataclysm models. Which one do you want to watch first? Ethical Skeptic or Ben Davis?
Just Ben right there. Right on Ben right there. Yeah.
Okay, so if you just come down to Ben, it'll tell you the thing here at 90% crustal displacement with the new North Pole being the Bay of Bengal. The Americas flood. Himalayas become new polar region. So I hit trigger. It's going to take us into globe mode. And it's going to just simulate a regular rotation for a minute. And it's going to show us the offset. I mean, if you look at the front end build version 220, it'll give you an idea how long it took. After the offset, it's going to pop down and give you the floods. Then it's going to keep spinning. Now, if you're from the free mode, you can spin it around only. You can't zoom. But if you get the pro mode, you can zoom in. And that'll show you in Ben's thing where we're flooded. You can click here and it'll tell you. Oh, that's not right. But anyway, I got to fix that pointer.
You can change. You can just change the view to sideways. You can change it up top there.
Can you? Just by doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So you know what? I just thought I forgot to fix this pointer after I fixed these flood to match closer to what Ben wanted. Because I'm working with Ben for now and with the ethical skeptic on what they want their models to look like. There's your South America.
Wow, that's interesting. How it's all just this line on the left all the way up. And then look at Africa.
Africa, Ukraine are flooded out. Egypt flooded out. All of North Russia, most of Europe, India, almost basically all of Australia, except for a couple high grounds.
And New Zealand's okay, actually.
New Zealand fares pretty all right.
I wonder. That's maybe why.
Basically.
So does it show what areas are exposed now?
Well, so what this shows is sort of your worst inundation. So it causes that worst inundation because it's not simulating it like that. And so you get to see where the crest of the water is. But then the other thing I added is you can click wind mode here. And now it'll get your scale on the thing that gives you your winds, instant death, severe, dangerous. I mean, severe is 1 to 3% survival, dangerous 10 to 20, hazardous 30 to 50, survivable 60 to 80. And that sort of gives you these ellipses that come off of the poles that are moving the most. This one up here by the thing, where this zone here is 3,700 kilometer an hour winds. And then it sort of gets, these ones are 500 to 1,500 as you come out, 150 to 500, 50 to 150. So, I mean, Calgary ends up in a pretty good spot again here with the 150 to 500. It could get pretty shitty, but it ain't 1,000, It ain't going to wipe you off the face of the earth. So you can see those ellipses of wind sort of come out from the poles, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And then we can clear that, and we can run the ethical skeptic one, which is, I mean, they're both very similar models. They're only about 20 degrees difference So it looks very similar up to here. The inundations are similar as well, a little slightly different. I'm waiting for Sunfellow now to give me maybe a different model. Because now that I've got it built, I can sort of add whatever. Spin that back up. So again, in this one, Calgary is in the 50 to 200 mile an hour or kilometer an hour range. Flood mode. I mean, I think Calgary's just fucking barely flooded out. Dang it.
Wow, look at how close that is.
Yeah. Lethbridge gone.
Was that Cochrane that was right on the dry spot?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Cochrane's flooded out almost because it's on the river. It's heading up that
right.
river
It's
valley.
down in the valley there, yeah.
Because this was all based on elevations.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see there's definitely, it seems like there's a lot more of the U.S. Exposed in the ethical skeptics model. You got Denver okay. Albuquerque's okay. Most of Mexico. South America gets pretty well wiped out. And usually the pointer gives you the depth. So right there, it'll tell you 281 meters deep water. Again, most Africa gone. Saudi Arabia, almost all of Europe into Kazakhstan. Australia's got a little more exposed, not much. Then you can do both, so you can see the flood and the wind. So the problem is, like, you've got all this area of China, Mongolia, and Russia that are out of the flood zone, but they're experiencing winds of 2,500 to 5,800 kilometers an hour, which is going to be hard to, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. So yeah, that's the map. That's the map. I mean, I guess the only thing we didn't do is drop a nuke someplace. We could do a Hiroshima bomb on Miami. Look at there. 50 megaton yield will do. We'll do a surface burst so we get a fallout cloud. So then you can play with this toggle here and pick the wind direction. Use your 360 degrees of wind. And then hit detonate. 5 million exposed and 1.8 million dead. And it gives you your fallout cloud based on your wind that you put in the yield.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah. And then, of course, you can save an image, which will just take a screenshot of where.
But that wasn't Hiroshima. That was you maxed it out.
That was Hiroshima. I maxed out Hiroshima. Like it was like a Hiroshima type bomb, but at 50 megatons.
Okay.
I think the Hiroshima one was only 1 megaton, or maybe.
Click on Hiroshima again. See what happens.
Hiroshima.
There.
I should have the numbers underneath as what I should do of exactly what they are.
Yeah.
I thought it was 1.
Well, go click on it again. It did change to 1.5 or 15. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it did. So that might be it. Let's see what happens now. You see how small that fallout cloud is?
Yeah.
Still killed. Then it says it only killed 13,000, 70,000 exposed.
Wow.
So that's your map. Of course, you can go into satellite mode too if you have Pro. Or so you get the actual satellite mode, everything. And then you can do globe mode too. Which globe mode is kind of cool when you get into the super-volcano stuff. Because it kind of shows you a little more about how it wraps around the planet.
Yeah, right. That looks really good. Holy.
And then you got a save image here. You can click. It'll just take a shot of whatever you're doing.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want to like share it, you could hit save image. It'll take a screenshot of what you're doing, and then you can attach that to your share. And then it's got a share button. If I hit share, it'll pop up. I just simulated the Yellowstone, the Campy Ferry. Yeah, I got to get Yellowstone out of there. Full eruption super-volcano on disaster map.
Yeah, that's
Where's
awesome.
your disaster map? It turned out.
I mean, I can see people going like, "Oh, add, this volcano, add that volcano, add that," and then you can do that. I mean, if people start buying it and you can cover your costs here, you could start adding a whole bunch of different volcanoes. I mean, when you go to volcano mode, it could be like, here's all the volcanoes in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
With their estimated max potential, eruption or whatever.
Earthquakes are possible. I mean, I mostly stopped just because
Oh yeah, you can't keep going. You got to stop somewhere, and you don't want it to be too complex. You got to keep it simple for people that just jump in and they're playing around. They know what to do. It has to be like intuitive. Like, this is what I click on. This is what I do.
yeah, so that's her. That's the disaster map.
Yeah, good job. We'll have to do a whole episode on that too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's one of the coolest things I've seen done with AI.
Yeah,
There's no AI in it. It's not using any AI to run. It's all just computation and scripts and stuff. But obviously, I used AI to code the whole thing.
yeah. Good job.
Probably
Though.
500 prompts.
It's pretty smooth, right? I mean, it's really smooth and easy to
Yeah, it
use.
took a minute to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the beginning, it seemed like it wasn't going to be smooth.
Yeah.
The one thing we didn't show, but the other thing that it does do is you could do impacts into the ocean, and it'll give you the waves, how they work out with the surrounding elevations, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's her. Do you want to do your thing now?
Okay, I'll just do the Elon thing right away here. It's just a super clean, easy, quick one here. This is just Andreessen talking about Elon here.
Somebody I know once went to work for SpaceX, and they asked what it was like, and he said it's like being dropped into a zone of shocking competence. It's like everybody is like ultra competent, and the reason everybody's ultra competent is because, number one, if they're not, Elon sniffs it out and fires them. But he knows, because he's talking to the people actually doing the work. So he at this point in his having done this for whatever 25 years, he can sniff this out really quickly now. And then the other is the best engineers in the world want to work for him, because he's the one CEO like this who's able to work with them as a peer on whatever the technology is. And as an engineer, you're just like, this is like, what would be better as an engineer than being able to design a rocket engine with Elon Musk as your engineering partner?
It's just a quick thing, because I know we talk about competency all the time, and it's like being dropped into a zone of shocking competence, because it's like, it would be like, I'm looking forward to maybe getting back to a world where you kind of strove to be, people wanted to be competent, not incompetent, and because you can imagine, like, man, if I worked for a corporation again, it would have to be something like that, where people take their job seriously, and it's like really competency, right? Where you're building an amazing product,
Yeah. Well,
how much of that is missing now with all the managerial class and the NGOs? I mean, I was seeing this thing that NGOs were creating trillions of dollars of wealth, and it's just all bullshit, right? Not all of it, but most of it.
Most of it. Well, I might as well do.
How much of it is just a fake economy?
I might as well do got milk.
All right, yeah, get our titles.
I mean, we can't really do the whole thing because I meant to cut it down, but I didn't have time. But this is Odessa Orlowitz, and this is just what you said. I mean, what's the one sector in Canada that we don't need, like, synthetic? I mean, we're dumping how many? That one farmer dumped 30,000 liters of milk down the drain to keep up with quotas. Do we need fake milk?
I think it's millions of liters. It might be
millions of liters a year they're dumping down the drain.
I can't remember. I should know this number.
But at the same time, we're spending a bunch of money trying to get fake milk. So I'm just going to play some of this clip. We can stop it wherever. We can't play the whole thing. It's like 10 minutes or longer. But let's see what she says.
Well, the farming industry is about to get rocked. Health Canada has approved lab-grown milk. Don't confuse this with lab-grown meat. This is something different. They have approved it regardless of the health risks. It's coming out, and industry insiders are saying that we are on the cusp of the most profound disruption of the food and agricultural sector in over a century. This is going to make farming much more difficult and making a living much more difficult for the farmers, because analysts, including those from Rethink X, predict that the precision fermentation industry will grow rapidly, with lab-grown proteins potentially becoming up to 10 times cheaper than animal protein by 2035.
Stop clip.
I mean, it could be 10 times cheaper now if they just stopped dumping it down the drain and got rid of all the rules and the.
Oh, it's infuriating. That's what bugs me about it, is if it was based on a real need. You know, I mean, of course, they think there's a real need because they're in this world where, you know, there's too many animals and cow farts. Or, I mean, this is probably where it's coming from, right? All this green cult.
Could be. Do you want to listen to some more?
It reminds me of that joke. Have you seen that joke with God? God looking down, he's going, "What are they doing down there?" And the person's like, "Oh, they're making milk out of nuts." And he's like, "Why are they doing that? I gave them seven animals to do that, to get milk from."
Yeah. Well, this is cheaper and more nutritious. Scientists are replacing crops and livestock with food made from microbes and water.
Oh,
May save humanity's bacon.
Leading to a substantial disruption of the traditional livestock industry. And we will get to the health risks in a second. So it says here, novel foods will be cheaper, more nutritious, and healthier than current alternatives. The modern food disruption will free up 80% of land, an area the size of the United States, China, and Australia combined. And yes, they're rolling this out in America as well. It also says, not only will it be 10 times cheaper by 2035, it'll be 5 times cheaper by 2030. This will have a profound impact on industrial animal farming. Race to the top. First movers who embrace the coming disruption will provide access to healthier, superior, cheaper foods.
Ooh, should we get a fake milk factory going, Greg?
milk.
This will create an upward spiral of prosperity and opportunity.
Ooh, an
Call it the
upward,
Morning Glory Milking Farm.
an upward spiral.
The government's approved it. Big tech is rolling it out. Okay, so lab-grown milk will soon flood global food supply. It's also known as animal-free or synthetic.
So here's the thing. Health Canada issued a letter of no objection to remilk in early 2024, allowing its lab-grown milk protein to be used in Canadian dairy products like cheese and yogurt. Anything to tell us
It's
about
probably
that?
I'm probably already fucking eating this milk.
You're already eating
I mean,
milk.
it's unbelievable, dude. I don't know
Dairy
what to
is
say.
transitioning from a lab concept for a commercial reality, with major market rollouts projected to begin between 2025 and 2026.
Ruh-roh.
It actually is happening in 2026. Now, unlike the plant-based alternatives like almond or soy milk, these products are molecularly identical to traditional cow's milk, containing the same proteins, whey and casein, fats, and nutrients.
You know, I'm going to stop it there, but it is kind of interesting to me because, you know, I love milk, but I'm not really great with it. It doesn't sit well with me. So maybe they can make me some lab grown stuff that doesn't cause the intolerance, you know?
Well, we used to go on milk fasts back in the day, like early 1900s. They do like milk fasts where you don't eat any, you just drink milk.
Just crush milk.
Just crush milk for a week.
This fucking big milk written all over it. All right, where do you want to go next? You want to switch some gears?
Yeah, let's switch some gears.
I want to see, do you have anything for Canada or no?
I do have a couple things from Canada. Yeah, pretty nasty stuff. But then I've also got some UFO type stuff, some of the stuff that's going on.
I got a lot of UFO stuff. I got this about that. I mean, we might as well play it. I don't think we played this last week. About C-22. What's going on here? How come it's not working?
I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty scary stuff. I'm
Did we
glad
play
you
this
got
guy?
this. No, I haven't seen that.
Nicholas wants butter.
Wow.
He just won some butter, man.
Yeah, he should be in the fake milk business.
We'll take a look at Bill C-22, which was introduced to the House of Commons on March the 12th, 2026. I first heard about this from Wiretap Media. Unreal. The government announces evasive spying, Bill C-22, expanding CSIS's powers, and here's what it will do. So here they have information for a search warrant. 47 sub 1, use to require a judge or a justice being satisfied on information in Form 1, that being an information to obtain. Now the act is amended by replacing a public officer who's been appointed or designated to administer and enforce a federal provincial law with just a public officer. The real problem is this Supporting Authorized Access to Information Act. So it's a new act that's being introduced. And we'll just skip right down here to the obligations on core providers, that being all the classes of electronic communication providers that were outlined by Wiretap Media. And this is where we start getting into this. Just no oversight whatsoever, no need for any parliamentary debate, no need for a judge's review. The governor and council can just make regulations regarding these individuals with respect to making them develop, implement, assess, test, maintain operational and technical capabilities, including capabilities related to extracting and organizing information that is authorized to be accessed. So this is forcing the telecommunications providers to essentially spy on you and be ready to provide information as requested or demanded by the government. Of course, subsection B, the installation, use, operation, management, assessment, testing, and maintenance of any device, equipment, or other thing that may enable an authorized person to access information. So they can make regulations to force the telecommunications providers to install, use, operate, manage, assess, test, and maintain devices or equipment that will steal all of your data, spy on everything, review everything. Long story short, it is every bit as bad as Wiretap Media suggested in their X post. We'll take a look at Bill.
So there's our little C-22.
Can I follow up on that?
Sure.
This is I had it for the second half, but we'll just do it now. So this is somebody forwarding the Buck You Wills post here. No immigrant, especially a retard who is scared of technology, is ever going to tell me what I can't use my phone, that I can't use my phone. So here's a clip from Anasangiri.
We are in an era where we have smartphones. With our phones, we have so much information that's available to us. Every desktop computer and every technology out there have significant abilities, not just to communicate, but also to deter those who use crime as a tool to be able to conceal information that will be critically important for law enforcement.
Did you? What the fuck is he talking about? Did you get that at all?
Don't lie to the cops. Or withhold information from them.
Are stuck in
This
a century.
This Anderson and whatever is a real problem.
Our laws are stuck in last century. They're stuck in the 1900s.
Well, technology
In the last century, buddy. Why don't you go back there?
has essentially moved forward.
Oh boy. So this is you want to get conspiratorial about it? This is what BU/AC says about it. Got it figured out. Been wondering why CSIS and the government and the RCMP have been posting things online lately that are clearly bait posts. This is fucking interesting. Listen to this. Their diversity posts are to garner a response from people to respond how awful these immigrants are and how Islam will ruin Western democracies, right? Are you following along so far?
Mm-hmm.
They don't care if it's true or not. It's no longer the point. The point is, if you say anything even remotely threatening or divisive against immigrant class, CSIS and the RCMP can now access all of your personal data at any time repetitively without the need for a warrant. They're simply building a database that gives them the right to abuse privacy at any point forever. If you think what they did to the Coots boys was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. It is no longer safe to have an opinion in Canada. There are no laws to protect the public taxpayer. There is also no law in place that can stop the law enforcement from putting spyware on your phone or remotely downloading stuff into your phone and computer. This is it for Canada, even with an election coming up or an Albertan referendum. If there is no privacy, there is zero opposition to government. If you don't have free speech or privacy, you're no longer a serious country. This bill should have never been passed. There will be horrible consequences to this as any quote unquote minority becomes protected from this under the guise of racism.
Racism.
That's a good, I like that theory.
All right, well, let's jump over here. Maybe you can do some work for me while I'm doing this. And when they mention the bus company, see if we can figure out who owns it. Have you heard about this? This is from Wall Street Apes. Wow. The head of the EPA, Lee Zeldin, says the Biden administration sent $160 million to a Canadian electric vehicles company. They pocketed the money, didn't send the school buses promised, and then declared bankruptcy. Textbook money laundering. People need to go to prison. There was 160 million that went to. So he's just talking about the
Stop clip.
No, I haven't started it.
It's only 160 million. I mean, come on.
It's nothing.
I'll give you one more really quickly. There was $160 million that went to a Canadian electric vehicle bus manufacturer. The Biden administration sent all of the money.
Is that the company, you think?
Could it be? No.
Lion Electric?
Now, you might say, hey, just produce the school bus and then we'll pay you. Or if you need some partial payments along the way, we'll give some money that makes sense.
Right.
They gave all the money up front. Well, guess what? They just declared bankruptcy. They still haven't provided $95 million worth of school buses
Wow.
to 55 school districts. It's the American taxpayer that gets screwed.
Yeah, this is that.
I'll give you.
And they voided the warranties.
No, it says they do not own Lion Electric. The Lion Electric company, now rebranded as Lion in Canada.
They took the money, shut down, and then started a new company. Ooh, we got some startup money.
Electric vehicle manufactured, headquartered in Quebec, Saint Jerome, that produces medium and heavy duty electric trucks and school buses. It was founded in 2011 by Marc Bedard and Camille Chartrand. The company has been publicly traded and has undergone significant challenges, including suspending operations at its U.S. plant, declaring bankruptcy, creditor protection in late 2024, early 2025, and emerging under new ownership in mid-2025. Wow. So there's investors, private companies that own it, and insiders that are owning it still. But that's again, it's frustrating, right? Because then it says Pritzker's connection to the company is limited to his role as Illinois governor. So I guess that's why they said Pritzker's Lion, because he was governor, I guess, when they bought that, right?
Must have been.
He publicly announced and supported Lion's electric plans to build that first U.S. manufacturing facility in Joliet, Illinois. So,
Have it. Let's switch gears a little bit here. Lockdown 2.0. Have you heard of this?
yeah, kind of.
So you know what it's over. This is the
energy?
IEA paper, International Energy Agency, sheltering from oil shocks, measuring to reduce impacts on households and businesses. International Energy Agency. What do you think this is going to have in it?
It's going to be like, well, when we can't produce enough oil, people got to stay home.
Sheltering from oil shocks. Encourage public transport use.
Oh,
Alternate day car access in big cities. Work from home where possible. Increase car sharing. Switch to alternative modern cooking solutions. Avoid air travel if alternatives exist. Like what, walking or boats or driving? Is driving real far better than taking a plane? Increase car sharing. Carpooling increases car occupancy and relieves road congestion. Avoid air travel. Where possible, switch to modern cooking solutions as LPG supply becomes increasingly constrained. We have more liquid natural gas in this country than where? This isn't Canada specific, that being said. As seen in 2022, governments can intervene with measures to help consumers with their energy bill during price spikes. But fiscal means are limited, and it is vital that measures target those who most in need. Jet fuel demands account for 7% of global oil demand. In many cases, travel for work can be temporarily substituted by virtual meetings. Governments can launch campaigns to encourage companies to limit air travel for work whenever possible. Governments lead by example. In response to the 2026 crisis in the Middle East, several governments have limited travel for work by public officials. So we got that, and then I also got this clip here.
So is that how we're going to get into new energy systems? Like there's going to be a disclosure of new energy because they're just going to force us right out of oil? Like people are going to have to come up with something new?
That's pretty optimistic of you.
About energy lockdowns.
Aliens.gov. I mean, aliens.gov, I think, is a real thing. I mean, there is some like a lot of movement happening in the energy and alien industry.
I think it's more like they get the gas and we don't.
About energy lockdowns. I mentioned that the IEA chief basically said the shit is hitting the fan, everything's falling apart. And he just published Lockdowns 2.0, an energy lockdown playbook. They released a 10-point plan over the weekend telling governments to restrict driving, ground flights, force remote work, and ban gas cooking. They called it sheltering from oil shocks, writes Aaron Day. Here is the plan. Number one, they are recommending alternating driving days based on your license plate number, odd plates on Monday, even plates on Tuesday, and countries are now already implementing this. They are recommending mandatory speed limit reductions on every highway, not for safety, but fuel rationing by another name. You can still drive, just slower and less often. Number three, avoiding all air travel where alternatives exist. They didn't define what that actually meant, but the ambiguity, writes Aaron Day, is the feature. It lets regulators decide after the fact whether your trip was essential or not. Non-essential versus essential. Does that ring any bells? Here's another one. Switch from gas cooking to electric. The IEA is now telling you what appliances you can use in your kitchen. And the same agency that published net zero by 2050 is calling now for thermostats to be capped at 19 degrees and a ban on new gas boilers. This is not new, it's accelerating. And then work from home if possible. The guidelines mimic 2020 when they locked down the world and called it public health. In 2026, they're locking down movement and calling it energy security.
Energy security. I think we'll be okay for that kind of stuff, but it's not getting cheap. I mean, diesel's $2.20 or something here. Wow, what's that like equate to for trying to run a business or delivering groceries?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It adds to everything, and they're increasing the carbon tax coming up too, from like 95 to 110. That's a big increase.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Can you believe they have the balls in Canada to increase the carbon tax after everything? Like, dude, global warming's over. It's over.
It's over, buddy. This is Robert Breedlove. Let's see what he has to say on this topic of them raping us.
Central banking is an institutionalized system of time theft, because ultimately the fruits of your labor are a product of your time or energy, right? Time and energy used synonymously here. We printed $6 trillion in 2020, right? In the US. The average annual US salary is $60,000 roughly. That's 100 million years stolen, right? Through the counterfeiting of currency. If each human works from the age of 20 to 70, so that's about 50 productive years per human, the counterfeiting of $6 trillion USD equals the stealing of 2 million human lives worth of productive labor. Right? Isn't
that a crazy way to think about it?
I like it. Yeah.
To try to make it real, like it's a real massive problem. And then of course the plausible deniability that's built into inflation, right? It's Putin's fault. It's Beyonce's fault. It's the supply chains. It's everything but the central bank. So again, we're back to that romantic lie, the deception and the stealing going hand in hand. I think this is hopefully what we can deliver as Bitcoiners, is pulling back the veil on this bullshit.
Was it 2 million lifetimes?
Yeah, I like that. That's a good way to look at it.
2 million lifetimes of work just
stolen
at the stroke of a pen.
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
or the enter key. on a keypad.
I got, let's do this Zelensky clip. It's a bit long. We can stop at any time. But just the beginning of this is pretty good. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, it's probably all stuff you sort of heard in passing, but.
I keep asking if I have time. Do I have time to tell the Zelensky story?
Sure.
Because it's another one. It's just, what is Zelensky? In America, he's a hero. He's a real warrior. He's got that nice green, warrior suit on. And here's the truth. And people know parts of this story, but they don't know it in its cleanest narrative. So he was a totally apolitical. He was an outsider to politics, zero experience or interest in government or politics. He was a comedian and with no manifesto, no party ties. And he does a TV show, a planned TV show called Servant of the People. And the main character in the show does a YouTube video that calls out oligarchs and corruption and eventually becomes popular and is drafted as a protest candidate and eventually becomes president. So Zelensky played on a TV show a person who becomes president by popular demand. In real life, the TV show is supported by an oligarch named Kolomoisky, who owned the TV channel. And Kolomoisky did a huge nonstop promo on that TV show to make it the #1 show, primetime slots and ads everywhere and crossovers with the news and what have you. 2018, a year before the show goes off the air, Zelensky forms a political party called Servant of the People, the same title as the show. And in no press release, secretly done, and then he does another season of the show. And in April of 2019, he announces his actual candidacy on Instagram. He has no campaign, no rallies, no real platform. He skips the presidential debates. Others attended. He avoids press conferences, and the few that he did were in the beginning were really bad. And Kolomoisky's TV channel gave Zelensky's campaign endless airtime and favorable polls and went after his enemies. The U.S. intelligence agencies, CIA and NSA, helped, U.S. spending $5 billion, by the way, on democracy campaigns in Ukraine, funneled through NGOs. And USAID embeds advisors in his organization to help with the campaign. I'm almost done. And on election day, Zelensky wins with 73% of the vote. And, then the war happens with Russia, and he declares martial law, and he ends elections. There's supposed to be an election in 2024. That's what we get for our democracy money. And quite literally, he is an actor in a carefully designed television show. He is a construct, like Epstein is a construct, meaning he's a created entity. And it worked. That is Zelensky, American hero. I guess his star is maybe fading a little bit now. I don't know. What do you think? Is he still wildly popular in America?
Well, I think people are very disappointed by the fact that the wars continue to go on and the deaths, the amount of deaths. I mean, people are horrified by it. And that's a big failure of the promises of the Trump administration too.
That's probably enough of that.
Who's that guy again?
I don't know who the fuck that is. Let me see. It might say who it is if I close this down.
Joe's got a Betty and Barney Hill shirt on.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's
that's a good summary. I've never heard it wrapped in like that nice of tight of a bow before,
Yeah, it's pretty well done. And then I think I got the rest of my content has got some UFO stuff. I got some, and that could probably wait till second half.
Well, let's do a bunch of UFO stuff now. Then maybe let's get all that out in the first half. Then maybe and go into the second half with other stuff. We're
not gonna have time. I don't think we're gonna have to do it in the second half. I think, but I do have. Maybe this would be a good way to end out the first half. Have you seen this sneak peek of what a world without men might look like?
I said that to you.
Did you say this? Are you the one who sent this to me? How do I share this here? God. All right, should we give it a watch?
Yeah.
To get to the island, the women have no choice but to swim to the shore in the clothes they're wearing.
No dry clothes and no fire, because we have to make mistakes. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just one by one. It's gonna take. We'll just cuddle each other tonight. Yeah.
With light running out fast, the women are no closer to finding a beach to set up camp.
The dude.
This might not go over well for the audio people, but it's showing different clips of the women trying to make their way through this, and then the men. And the men, it seems like they're enjoying themselves and making it much.
I might have started watching this.
It's right near me. A huge fucking snake came towards me. I think.
And the men have killed a snake to eat.
Oh my God, there's a caiman.
Though potentially deadly to humans, a crocodile of this size could provide tens of thousands of calories for the women, who have barely eaten in days. The women decide to walk away from this potentially life-saving feast.
That is dinner, yeah. That is our dinner. What you do, little bastards? Got close, laddie. He's not scared of us. You're in. Here we go, puppy dog. Yes. Go.
They're catching, all three of them are catching a crocodile, and they all jump on him at the same time. It's pretty cool.
They eat it.
Actually wrapping up the. We can't eat because we have no fire.
I feel bad
nothing to
laughing.
drink because we can't boil it to purify it and sterilize it.
The men are having a barbecue.
The women have circled back to Coconut Beach for a second time. The women have now been without water for more than 48 hours, and they are dangerously dehydrated.
I feel really drained.
You guys have built a net and they're catching fish now. Oh, that's probably enough of that. But I mean, it is fucking hilarious. That's a show, right? I think I watched like the first episode of it.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to watch the rest of it now. Do you want to do one more before we go to second half, or just go to second half?
Oh man, I don't know. I got so much. Okay, let me do another Canadian one here. This is kind of, it's a bit controversial, of course, but Jim McMurdy again.
McMurdy?
Yeah. This has been going viral on X here. This photo that was smuggled out of the BCTF Politburo meeting. So that's the BC, as in British Columbia Teachers Federation, or teachers, whatever they call their thing.
I got to figure out how to get my hands on some of this decolonization money.
Have you seen this, dude? Number one priority for teachers: decolonization, Indigenous. Let me just go back there. Indigenous struggles. So get this. This is recommendations. This is page 8 here. That the following be the 2026 and 2027 leadership priorities from the BCTF. Continuing to support decolonization both within and outside our structures, and advocate for Indigenous people's struggles for justice around the world. Reclaiming professional dignity to reconnect to joy, purpose, and worker solidarity. Asserting trust in teachers as experts in education. Number 4, enhancing local and member political organizing capacity toward electing progressive school trustees and mobilizing on working conditions. So, I mean, just right there, enhancing local and member political organizing capacity.
Shouldn't they be teaching?
Toward electing progressive school trustees. What is going on? This is what makes me think we're in a war, dude. We are in a war. This has been infiltrating everywhere in a Western society. How do you go back from this? Responding to, get this, this is where it gets worse. Responding to immediate member needs related to excessive workload, violence in classrooms, which, that just means hate speech, and the influence of the far right. the influence of the far right in school. So anybody that's not far left is far right. Enhancing support and protection for members experiencing marginalization. So are you feeling marginalized today?
I am. Send me a check, please. I can't even get my taxes figured out. How's that for? I should start I'm gonna throw a letter in there that says colonization at some place.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help. Okay, let's do one more then. One more, then get out of here.
Sure.
This is who is this guy? Doesn't say it. It says this guy. This clip made me crack up too, though. This is about global warming. Oh, sea level rise, I think. Disaster map, disastermap.ca, disastermap.com.
What are you guys going to do when our ocean level rises?
Thank you for asking that question. I have the answer. Now, I have the answer. Well, thank you for the question. Yeah. Okay.
For the first time on Earth, we're changing the gas.
Now you're full of shit. Now, I'm going to answer you. If that were really true, would you believe? And let's just for a moment say that it is true. That means that the best scenario vis-a-vis global warming is about 10 feet raise in water. That's the best scenario over the next 40, 50 years. That's the best scenario. The worst scenario is about 100 feet. But let's just take the 10 feet. If the water on the planet is going to rise up 10 feet, that means the southern part of the United States is gone. England is gone. Most of Europe is gone. Most of Central America is gone. If that's the case, let's just take Florida, for example, which is one of the fastest growing beachfront condominiums on the planet. In the prospectus, when you invest, there should be, in the footnotes, if global warming is for real, they will put it that way, global warming happens and water rises 10 feet, this investment you made is fuck all. Not one single investment prospectus written since this century has alluded to global warming. Not one motherfucker. If it were really true, the banks wouldn't invest. The banks wouldn't finance. Not one motherfucking condominium. So the people that have the money, and I'm jealous of the Vice President, Gore. I am jealous he came up with a scam before I did. Because the financial institutions, the banks of this world know it's not going to happen. Otherwise, you couldn't get a goddamn loan in London. You know those 30, 40-year mortgages? The world will be over by then. Is Barclays Bank going to give you a motherfucking loan? With the greatest respect, ma'am, it's the greatest fraud that's been perpetrated on mankind this century.
With the greatest respect, man.
Well, not anymore. It's not the greatest fraud anymore because it's falling apart at the seams.
Well, dude, they got the money. I mean, the only one that could be better than this is cancer.
That's I guess they did get the money. Yeah, it's falling apart, but they did cash it out. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be
They're
nice.
still raising up our carbon tax, so
Yeah,
I
they're
guess
still
it's
making
working. So.
Making money right now off of
By
that.
like 15% too, not some small percentage.
The power we're using for this conversation is we're getting taxed on.
Yeah.
Anyway, sign up, GrimericaOutlawed.ca. Keep the show going by signing up over there. We don't have ads and stuff, so we just rely on you guys to keep us going. Sign up, get the second half, all these shows and everything else. GrimericaOutlawed.ca. Of course, check out Grimerica.ca for other podcasts. Contact at thecabin.com for trips and events, and adultbrain.ca for all those audiobooks. Start us off in the second half. I guess I don't have any streams to shut down because none of them are working.
All right. Well, I mean, here